the most important one, which will actually help the drivers to learn things and improve their driving, is that we are running the car on a standalone ECU.
Okay.
With the internal data management software.
Okay.
So you will get your steering angles, your brake pressure, your brake pressures.
As in the inputs that you're putting.
Your acceleration, your turn-ins, your racing lines. When did you come on the brake and get off the brake? For how many seconds were you on the brake and how many seconds were you on the throttle?
You said that you're doing this to ensure that it's a fairer game, if not the fairest. But what I mean to ask is actually that ड्राइवर्स का जैसे मान लो अगर एक वो आता है कि यार नहीं मुझे लग रहा है कि मेरे इंजन में ये गैप है, उसके इंजन में गैप शायद नहीं है. सो हाउ डू यू एंश्योर दैट द ड्राइवर्स आर कम्युनिकेटेड, और शुड आई से हाउ विल यू एंश्योर दैट द ड्राइवर्स आर कम्युनिकेटेड एंड कन्विंस्ड दैट बॉस ऑल दीज X number of cars, 16 or 20, whatever number of cars, are absolutely the same spec on the wheel.
So we have a benchmark driver for that.
Okay.
There is a benchmark driver for these one-make cups.
Okay.
So we have a 4-5 times Indian national racing champion who's touring car cups benchmark driver, test driver.
Okay.
He will test and put times on all the cars, on all the chassis, and we'll have video proof and signed everything, documents for it to prove it to the drivers, participants, that all the cars are equal. You choose whatever, no problem. My mentors, Mr. Rajan Seal, Mr. Sajeev Rajan, Mr. Sunny Kumar from JK. These three guys have been the right guiding light for me to help me out and plan things better. But yeah, obviously every time you start something new in the sport, and especially the sport which a lot of our brands don't understand in our country. So it becomes hard to get the right kind of adequate kind of sponsors. So we are still in the process of getting sponsorships, but obviously investment helps are there.
Yeah.
Stop block fundings are there. It's all there right now in place, which is why we are able to prepare the cars and everything. So we're still looking for sponsors, but we will get there eventually, I know. So I tried with a couple of insurance companies in the past 3-4 months to insure our race cars. But sadly, in our country, our motor vehicle insurance guidelines don't allow insuring racing assets. Sir, your car is not registered. You can't register it. You can't insure it.
Okay.
If you don't have a registered vehicle, then once you've registered the vehicle and insured it, then how can you run a road legal car on a racetrack which is not following the Ministry of Road Transport guidelines? So insurance company, if I register my car also and then still I have an insurance, and if I do a special high risk insurance also of my car, race car, when they come on to giving the claim, then they'll say, oh, this car is not road legal. It doesn't have headlights, it doesn't have interior seats, it doesn't have proper belts, this, that and all.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Aradhya Gupta here from Internal Combustion, and today we have a very, very special guest with us, with whom I'll be bombarding him with questions because he happens to be ex-operations guy, operations manager, Buddh International Circuit. He also has a very solid career he's had in motorsports. He started at the age of 9, if I'm not wrong.
9, yeah.
And did for, I don't know, almost a couple of decades, I think. And now, after his work tenure at BIC, now he is working towards starting a touring cup. So that is going to be a very, very crazy conversation because honestly, I don't know the details right now, but I'll just keep bombarding him with questions and I'll let him explain things to you. So first of all, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
बहुत अच्छा लगा. Welcome home, first of all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And honestly, I don't know what you're made of after having a conversation with you yesterday, day before yesterday and today. So, I mean, first thing I'd like to ask you, I mean, tell me more about the Touring Cup that you're doing. Why are you doing it, first of all?
So basically the main plan started some 7 years ago.
Okay.
I wanted to start it from past 7 years. I've been trying to work on it, but you know, life keeps you busy and you have other things to do. Sometimes priorities take the first seat and everything. And also I wanted to build myself properly to be ready to be a promoter of a championship in India.
Okay.
And not exactly championship, actually a national cup, I would say. A nomenclature, proper words to be used is normal, like a national cup series.
Okay.
So the main reason of launching it is because I've had the exposure of working with various series, car championships in India.
Okay.
And as an organizer, as a venue manager, so I've had these championships come to us at the Buddh also. And I used to see, you know, and all the organizers and promoters used to do a commendable job.
Okay.
They still do a beautiful job in our country. I just wanted to add into the wheel. I never wanted to redesign a wheel. I just wanted to add a new tool.
Okay.
To make motorsports more accessible and to provide a proper guiding platform.
Okay.
In today's day and time, if you see, if you're coming into motorsports, like I'll take an example. If today Aradhya Gupta signs up and he goes on Google, searches how to participate in Indian motorsports or Indian racing, you will get the FMSCI website, you will get other team websites and all everything. You can approach them, no problem. But the drivers don't see a guiding light, like a roadmap.
And why do you think that's?
So it's all coming from personal experience.
Okay.
Whatever I felt around me with the kids, because we are on the track all the time with my two drivers. I'm there at all times, you know, traveling with them for national races, for their Asian stints, for their European stints. Whenever we go there, so you know, especially at our Indian motorsports fraternity circle on track, 80% of them they know what they're doing. 20% are like, you know, you will find them on the track of, they'll just come, okay Anna, okay, sit in the car, go out, drive, come back. One driver coach will be there, they will guide them, they will finish the season properly, they will do good, they'll be happy of what they've spent money on. After that, what? What is the next step for them? Either they will repeat the season again, okay, or they will step into the next higher category. But after that also what? Because when a driver, supposedly a 15-year-old is getting into single-seater racing. Okay. That 15-year-old gets out of karting, gets into single-seater racing. After that what? You will go abroad. Now we have Indian F4. Thanks to the promoters of Indian F4 and IRL in Racing League. So we have international standard cars where the drivers can now, you know, participate and learn from that, because they have a very good outfit, they have a very good thing happening with them. And it's currently an ongoing championship
in India at least. So drivers get a platform deck. After that is they go abroad. Then abroad, who's taking them abroad? It is only the parents' fund. Sponsors are not there. Proper help is not provided. Need to talk. Again, Google is the only way to go. Or you need to have connects. Same way, you know, I have my two drivers saying, because I talk to the people abroad. I connect for them. And I negotiate for their parents. Their parents in the team will do a part. Okay. I am just a patch to that. That's what I've been doing after Buddh's stage. Okay, I've been helping our drivers. Right? So, to get that model into Indian racing, I introduced my own challenge, my own national cup, Touring Cup. Okay. So, Touring Cup here will actually help you out. Okay, in terms of understanding the sport. So, Touring Cup team will actually induct the driver properly with proper literature and everything, and even their families. It's not only about the driver, it's about the family support as well for a racing driver to grow in the sport. Right? Because a driver alone cannot work. Sure. It needs to have the right kind of parents supporting the day. And they also need to have a very far-sighted vision for the driver to develop. It is not really about landing on the Thursday night, Friday practice, Saturday quality Saturdays. What about their fitness? What about their nutrition? What about their mental day? Okay, how do they train their mind? Physically, how do they train? Okay, how many tests they should do? How well are they doing? Who's analyzing their data? Who's doing the proper analyzation for driving? After finishing, but it is that what are you doing? If you finish top 3 in the championship, you want to continue the championship again, or do you want to start going abroad? Or if you want to race the championship again, then strategize that okay, we will go abroad in 2026, 2024. Let's do supposedly X single-seater championship, ABC single-seater championship again. Okay, one more time, but start testing. For that, at least test. Okay, start with practice abroad. Go for a Friday, Saturday abroad. Seats are available. Per day testing basis they charge. Okay, and they give you the full shazam. Okay, you can go participate, test, learn, and test your metal. Come back, focus on the time. That also gives you a lot of sleep. Okay, so
everything put together, Touring Car Cup will provide you everything here in India.
Okay.
We'll have 3 to 4 driver coaches for 16 drivers.
Okay.
We'll have 4 data coaches for 16 drivers.
Okay.
Okay. So I think every driver coach is for 4 drivers.
Okay.
So that's a lot of knowledge what those 4 drivers will get. Plus there is a back-end team and me who will be helping and mentoring those 16 drivers also.
Okay.
You learned from your driver coach, you learned from your data coach. Now we'll help you out this way also. If you have any more queries beyond this, please let us know. We are ready to provide you with whatever help you require.
Okay.
Plus, we'll be using budgeted cars. We are using a small hatch, which is made in India, and we are preparing all the cars in India.
Okay.
We are trying to keep everything from within Indian market to keep the costs low, because end of the day, whatever cost we occur as promoters of the cup, we have to charge it to the driver.
Of course.
Driver's paying for it. So to keep all the costs low, we are doing all this.
Okay.
And then moving forward, obviously we will be running with national championship, established national championship in our country. Hopefully their final round will be our first round this year, and then 2 rounds we will do on our own, either in Coimbatore or some other track. We are still finalizing our 3rd round because there were a lot of delays from our internal end, from our back end, and getting cars together, getting parts down, or getting parts manufactured, because everything requires specialized parts. So I have a very beautiful team down south who's helping me out in terms of building the cars. Very experienced bunch I've got, and the same with my technical support as well. So the series will actually be a proper arrive and drive.
Arrive and drive as in?
So arrive and drive concept is basically you need to just land up there with your helmet, your gloves, your shoes, and your FMSCI race license, and a FMSCI race insurance. That's about it. Touring Car Cup will provide you everything else.
The suits will be given by you.
So if you're driving the season with us, Touring Car Cup will give you a suit, a set of innerwears, and a Hans device to use on usable basis.
What's the Hans device?
So suit and your innerwear you keep. It's your property. Which is the cup is providing you. As a part of the kit, of the part of the package basically. Besides the 8 races that we give you to race the whole year, the whole season, The suit and the innerwear is a free thing included in the package types. So you save a lot of money on that because that suit and inner itself will cost you about some 1.5 lakhs.
Sure.
So that we are taking care of that cost in your package. And a Hans device is basically a head and neck support device. It's approved by the FIA. So it gets clipped onto your helmet and all everything.
I see.
So you need to obviously bring in a FIA approved helmet and gloves and shoes. Rest we will give you everything.
Okay.
And Hans will be provided to you on track per weekend basis.
Got it.
So when you come on a Thursday when you have to go out on the track, before that during your registration, team will hand over you the Hans, mark it and hand it over to you.
Okay.
And Sunday when you are done with the races, give the Hans back to the team.
Okay.
And we will store it.
Okay.
With us. So the Touring Car Cup is investing in all these things.
Sure.
Plus,
I have a quick question here.
Hanji, please.
You said one season has 8 races.
8 races.
And the driver, whoever chooses to come and participate, he has to participate for the whole season?
If they have to aim for the National Cup title, yes.
Okay. But
because you have to participate in the 8 races, no?
Okay, so that is a must.
Overall cup, if you have to win.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of perks. So, coming back to the technical aspects of the car. So, we have tied up with a very big motorsports brand from Italy to help us out with all the safety equipment in the car.
Just one second.
No problem.
उसको उठा के लेके जा रहे नीचे बाहर खेल रहा था. हाँ, so you can start from where you mentioned about tying up with the international Italian.
So tying up with a Italian brand.
Okay.
It's a very prominent motorsports equipment brand.
Okay.
And so they've helped us out with a little bit of discount and a subsidy and all everything because we are ordering in quantity.
Of course.
Because everything is coming for about 17 cars, 16 race cars and 1 race taxi we've got. So everything is coming for that. So your seat, your belt, your steering wheels, your seat mounts, your roll cage padding, you know, your seat belt cutters, your fire extinguishers.
Of course.
Everything is like, you know, provided to the best of the thing, and it's all FIA approved.
Of course.
And the latest grade of FMSCI license, FMSCI approved roll cage in the car. It is a proper safe car.
Okay.
And we are even running a big brake kit on the car.
Oh.
On our race car, it'll have a 280 mm and a 4-pot caliper brake kit. So you will have the best of the equipment. Plus, the most important one, which will actually help the drivers to learn things and improve their driving, is that we are running the car on a standalone ECU.
Okay.
With the internal data management software.
Okay.
So you will get your steering angles, your brake pressure your brake pressures.
As in the inputs that you're putting
your
in.
acceleration, your turn-ins, your racing lines. When did you come on the brake and get off the brake? For how many seconds were you on the brake and how many seconds were you on the throttle?
Okay.
So all that data will be provided to the driver on a telemetry with the fastest lap of the cup driver and to that driver's data. It will be overlapped and sent out as a printout. Given to them as a printout for them to understand. So after that printout, they head to their data coach and then they understand from them. So where am I going wrong? Because the moment we overlap the graph, you can see what is the fastest driver doing and what are you doing.
So this is you're talking about when even before the qualifying, when they start running.
When they go out on the track, whenever they go out on the track, every lap will have a data.
Even the practice laps.
Everything will have a data because the data management software and the hardware is hardwired to the car.
Okay, of course.
So if they crank the car from stepping out of the pit garage, acceleration, brake, everything comes. It starts coming. And we've removed all the dashboards and all everything from the cars. And we are providing them a 7-inch LCD tablet, LED tablet there, which will have the RPM meter, the shift lights, their oil pressures, their engine temperatures, their water temperatures, what gear are they on, when do they have to shift. It will have a shift light and all everything on the data. So that thing will provide there and their live lap times in the screen.
Interesting.
Integrated into the software. So they can improve lap by lap. What are
Okay.
they doing?
Okay.
So if lap 2 they did 1 minute 18 seconds,
Huh.
second lap they did 1 minute 19 seconds.
Hmm.
So we will pull out the data for them when they come back into the pits. Obviously, it's
Of
not a
course.
live databases.
Yeah.
Like the pit cannot communicate with you on live data.
In fact, I was about to ask you that only, but then
Yeah.
you clarified when you
No,
said
no.
printouts.
No, it will be all printouts after the session.
Of course.
So teams will be able to help the drivers out after the sessions. That will be done.
Interesting.
Plus, the drivers don't have to marrow their head into the technical aspects and all everything, because every driver will be provided with a technical sheet. Okay, setup sheet it's called.
Okay.
So that setup sheet,
Huh.
at the end of every day, the drivers will have to fill. If they are facing any issues with the car, there will be a car drawing, and then there will be 4 boxes with the tire pressures and all. So the drivers are allowed to change only tire pressures.
Okay.
It is a uniform neutral setup for everybody. Drivers are allowed to touch only the tire setup, tire pressures.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Everything is just blocked, locked, that we will give you a setup. And every car will have a benchmark time. The cars will be assigned on draw of lot basis.
What does that mean?
So there are 16 cars. Every car will have a chassis number, and the chassis numbers will be written on a piece of paper, and every driver will pick up every round one. That chassis number will remain their car for the rest of the weekend
Okay.
until they crash. Like if
Okay.
if and unless they crash,
Huh.
then we'll give them a fresh car. Obviously,
Okay.
a replacement car to drive.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So
So
you said
it's just I'm just trying to be fair.
yeah. Of course. Of course. Of
So
course.
it can. So if you are coming picking up chassis number 1
Huh.
on the first round, third round you might be driving chassis number 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So normally how it used to happen was that the car will remain with the driver for the full season.
Huh. That's exactly what was going
No,
through my
but
head.
I want to change every weekend. I don't want the drivers to think that my car has deteriorated a lot.
I
Please
see.
change my engine. It's
Okay.
power. It's not giving enough power.
But वो तो so how
One
do
make
you-
में
हाँ.
problem ये होती है हमेशा. Drivers complain.
हाँ वही चल रहा है मेरे दिमाग में अभी as and when you're saying
Exactly.
this.
So I want to play it more fair.
हाँ.
Change the car, no? If you have issues, every round change the chassis.
But then tell me one thing on that. I have a question that you said that you're doing this to ensure that it's a fairer game, if not the fairest. But what I mean to ask is actually that ड्राइवर्स का जैसे मान लो अगर एक वो आता है कि यार नहीं मुझे लग रहा है कि मेरे इंजन में ये गैप है उसके इंजन में गैप शायद नहीं है सो हाउ डू यू एंश्योर दैट द ड्राइवर्स आर कम्युनिकेटेड और शुड आई से हाउ विल यू एंश्योर दैट द ड्राइवर्स आर कम्युनिकेटेड एंड कन्विंस्ड दैट बॉस ऑल दीज X number of cars, 16 or 20, whatever number of cars, are absolutely the same spec on the
So we
wheel.
have a benchmark driver for that.
Okay.
There is a benchmark driver for these one make cups.
Okay.
So we have a 4-5 times Indian national racing champion who's touring car cups benchmark driver, test driver.
Okay.
He will test and put times on all the cars, on all the chassis, and we'll have video proof and signed everything documents for it to prove it to the drivers, participants, that all the cars are equal. You choose whatever, no problem.
Okay.
And we'll have that driver on standby also.
Of course.
During the race weekend, if they feel, no, I feel the car is slow, the driver will go out, put out a similar time. Obviously, 0.2, 0.1 or 0.3 of a second is always a difference because of the changing conditions, the tire conditions, the weight, how much fuel the car is carrying, and how much the driver weighs also matters.
Of course.
So that much of a thing was there in the other categories also.
Okay.
0.4, 0.5 of a second here and there,
Okay.
or 0.3 I think. I think 0.3 is the barrier.
Okay.
We will keep it to that.
Sure.
That we will ensure.
Huh.
We see. I coming from the racing thing and seeing all these series happening, I know the nitty-gritties, what is, what can go wrong where.
And you are one of the national stewards of FMSCI, so you would know what kind of questions or
Complaints
sort of
also come.
complaints people kind of escalate.
Exactly. So
Fair enough.
So we'll be taking care of all these things.
Okay.
And all these aspects will be taken care by the team very carefully. We are going to be 100% fair, transparent in every bit possible.
Okay.
We are not at all here to just do business. It's for us, it's sheer motorsports. And to get new and newer drivers into the sport and to provide them a right, clear, transparent platform with proper safety and to make them understand also about things properly, that how does motorsports works in our country, and also providing them the right platform and a right adequate amount of roadmap.
Okay. Okay.
That
Fair enough.
if tomorrow there are 5 drivers who are interested in doing something else after the first year of Touring Car Cup, before they even step out of Touring Car Cup, they'll have a roadmap of 5 years in their hand, which our team will provide. A roadmap.
Oh wow.
For the next 5 years. It is a proposed map. It is a proposal.
Okay.
It is for the driver's choice.
Of course.
It's not Touring Car Cup is not paying for it.
Okay.
It is a driver's choice.
So that will look like what these are the championships that are
So
happening.
basically, we will tell you one step. 2025 season, you can do the Polo Cup.
Okay.
Okay, which is established back now in India by the promoters in Chennai. So you can do the Polo Cup. Or in a similar budget, you can go race in Malaysia.
Okay.
Okay. Then the next step in India beyond Polo Cup is IJTC category, Indian Junior Touring Car Cups. You do that, or you race in a similar IJTC category in Malaysia.
Okay.
So we will provide the drivers like this season by season, but one step above every category, a higher category every year.
Okay.
And we will provide both the options to the drivers with the numbers and the names of the team owners. You talk to them directly. We will provide you with all the details. With what kharcha you have to do, we will give that also approximate expenses. We will write it for them. So it is for their understanding to take a call.
Do you also help them? Do you also plan to help them with a list of sponsors?
See, if Touring Car Cup becomes that successful and we have crazy amount of support from the Indian brands,
of course,
then why not?
Why not?
Because the main thing is coming in the conversation now. So after all this, the roadmap thing, now I come to the participants again.
Okay.
So the winners of our Touring Car Cup, the winner, first position guy, they don't get to participate again in Touring Car Cup. If you won it one time, if you won it overall, you can't come back and participate.
Why?
You can't. You need to move to the higher category because we need to give the chance to the other drivers as well to come and win.
Okay.
Okay. So the first position guy gets a free drive of 1 round in one of the Malaysian championships in a saloon car, funded by Touring Car Cup from us. Okay.
Interesting.
Second position guy gets 50% off on the next year's drive. Third position gets 40% off. Fourth position gets 30% off. Fifth position gets 20% off.
Okay.
If these drivers want to come back and participate again, that's the kind of discount slabs they'll get.
But the rank 1 will not be able to participate.
Rank 1 will not participate again. They can go into any other higher category. We can help them out. We are giving him or her a free round.
Of course, yeah.
In Malaysia. At a very decent team. At a very good team. Okay. And I think within this week we'll have a very big announcement also coming up.
Okay.
Of our tie-up with a very, very, very big
boss with it, and him and his team will be helping us out with the training coaches. Okay. Besides the Indian driver coaches that I have, they will also be on board, and we'll be creating a bridge between their team abroad and Touring Car Cup. So the drivers have very smooth access to international races. And it's not going to be that bridge. It's going to be available for any Indian motorsports participant now interested in participating in saloon car racing. Okay. They can use our brakes, no problem at all. They have no charges. It is free of cost. Like from our side, this free of cost consultancy. Plus, like we help you with the contract. Whatever the team is going to charge a lot, you deal with them directly. But if you want the access, if you haven't been able to get the access, Touring Car Cup will help them out in getting the access to that. Okay. And so this is there. And I told you about the billing ticket oil. So the second position onwards, until fifth position, we'll get those discounts lapse. And it's all public information since communicated to the driver, registered participants already who we had a huge number of response of what latest registrations we had. 96 registrations for 20 cars, 16 cars. So we are still finalizing a bit. So I'm not communicating so the driver that told them that we'll be back soon. Okay, because I want some of the cars to get ready quickly and test them out. So contact, then show it out 3-4 months, then start accepting them. But tell me one thing, 96 applicants, 16 cars. How are you deciding on who gets a car, who doesn't, who gets a seat, who doesn't get a seat? So the first driver is to be experienced drivers. Okay. So drivers who have some racing experience in 4 years and not karting. So first priority is to the drivers who race them on 4 wheels in any form in India who's karting racing. So it has lose best to hang in any category. Second
group comes in from karting. 2-stroke karting, national championships participants. Third is 4-stroke leisure karting participants.
Okay.
That's it. That's how we have divided. Earlier I was planning to do a proper shootout, proper this, proper that, but you know, there's a lot of racing happening and this time of the year calendar gets busy. So I actually lost out onto the time. I didn't do it at the right time. Like I didn't get the right time slot, I would say.
Okay.
To organize that shootout.
Okay.
So now we have to go on plan B.
Okay.
And do it this way.
Okay.
We will not be unfair to anybody. It's not about who can pay and who cannot pay. Because we have sent out details, bank details, but we're not asking anybody to pay till now. Because we want to be ready to receive them properly. It's not about money, again I'm telling you. It is not about money. It is about getting the right people to the sport who love the sport or who will eventually start loving the sport. You know, to ensure that their love flourishes for our sport. That is more important. So that's the main thing about Touring Car Cup.
Okay.
And I've had huge amount of support from a lot of friends to start all this when I created the concept of Touring Car Cup. And my mentors, Mr. Rajan Seal, Mr. Sajeev Rajan, and Mr. Sunny Kumar from JK. These three guys have been the right guiding light for me to help me out and plan things better. But yeah, obviously every time you start something new in the sport, and especially the sport which a lot of our brands don't understand in our country, so it becomes hard to get the right kind of adequate kind of sponsors. So we are still in the process of getting sponsorships, and but obviously investment helps are there.
Yeah.
Stop block fundings are there. It's all there right now in place, which is why we are able to prepare the cars and everything. So we're still looking for sponsors, but we will get there eventually, I know.
And I think ठीक है यार, sponsorships हैं, investors हैं, सब कुछ है. I think you've put in a very large chunk of yourself into the Touring Cup.
Had to. It's for the sport. It's not, again, it's not about being a billionaire or a millionaire or even 1,000 year, overnight. It is about If the sport will grow, we all will grow. That's absolutely fine with us. That's nowhere I feel that, you know, I know existing brands will be ready to help out if I request for helps, you know. But the thing is, I want to, one who's been in the sport for such a long time, no? One always likes to test their own waters first and then ask for a lifeline, you know.
Yeah.
That tube will come later. First, I need to swim as hard as possible towards the end. Yeah.
Actually, they'll come on their own once they see that things are moving ahead.
And we will be, sorry, I forgot to mention earlier, we will also be televising the races.
Oh, wow.
On a big national sports channel.
Okay.
We've already, like, we are about to finalize. I think in a day or two, we'll be able to, we'll be finalizing the contract with them.
That's nice.
And we'll have, I think, about 18 episodes. 18 episodes of coverage we'll have of Touring Car Cup.
Okay.
So we'll do about 4 or 5 main episodes and then all repeats.
Okay.
And all prime time spaces we are buying in the proposal.
So you're saying each round will be how many episodes?
No. Each round will be 1 episode.
1 episode, correct.
So 3 rounds, 3 episodes.
3 episodes.
There'll be 1 preview episode.
Okay.
Of how the cup came together.
Okay.
How things happened. Then there'll be 1 post.
Okay.
Post event review.
Okay.
First is a preview episode. 3 main episodes. Then a review episode. And then repeats of each episode. And all on prime time, Saturday, Sunday, 9 p.m., 8:30, 9 p.m. Whatever the prime time is called on their channels. So yeah, I think day after tomorrow is our meeting to finalize the contract.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one question about your initiative in the, as you know, Touring Car Cup, what you're doing. Although you did mention earlier that it's not that you are trying to compete with any of the motorsports events that are happening or that have been happening, but you're actually just adding on to it.
Exactly.
But still, is there any kind of differentiating point that you are bringing in as compared to, let's say, a Volkswagen Cup which has been happening in India?
So basically, again, in Volkswagen Polo Cups, Vento Cups.
Polo Cups, correct, huh?
Polo Cup, Vento Cup also happened, Amio Cup also happened, and then again Polo Cup happened. So, usme whatever, like when I was managing 2 drivers there, the main thing was, the cars were from the factory directly. So they were never getting insured.
Oh.
There were no insurances on the car. So the damage charges were pretty high.
Okay.
Drivers used to be on the damage charges thing.
हाँ वो insured नहीं है तो वो तो फिर किसी के ऊपर तो आएगा ही आएगा.
So I tried with couple of insurance companies in the past 3-4 months to insure our race cars, but sadly in our country, our insurance, motor vehicle insurance guidelines don't allow insuring racing assets.
But race insurance तो है.
वो personal insurance है आपकी, accident insurance.
Motorsport cars का नहीं है.
Sir, your car is not registered. You can't register it. You can't insure it.
Okay.
Okay. If you don't have a registered vehicle, then once you've registered the vehicle and insured it, okay, then how can you run a road legal car on a racetrack which is not following the Ministry of Road Transport guidelines? So insurance company, if I register my car also and then still I have an insurance, and if I do a special high risk insurance also of my car, race car,
premium भी ज़्यादा ले ले.
When they come on to giving the claim, then they'll say, oh, this car though is not road legal. It doesn't have headlights, it doesn't have interior seats, it doesn't have proper belts, this, that and all. So then instead of making them understand all those things, we chose cars which are more affordable in our country, where the parts are cheaper. Like if you break a bumper on a Touring Car Cup car, it'll not cost you more than 2,000-2,500 rupees. If you crash a door, you know, from our manufacturer's dealership, the door is not more than 5,000-6,000 rupees, a brand new door. and we will charge the drivers the same invoice value, and we'll paste the invoice value in front of them.
Of course.
This is what we paid the dealer. This is what we are charging you. That's it, including GST. Finished.
But tell me one thing, बाहर तो कर ही रहे होंगे इंश्योरेंस का.
बाहर इंश्योरेंसेस होती हैं पूरी.
But then
बाहर में भी एक पंगा है. बड़ा कैच है बाहर में भी. अब जैसे मेरे ड्राइवर्स बाहर जाते हैं तो हम लोग जब व्हीकल इंश्योरेंस करवाते हैं वहाँ पे, तो उसमें क्या होता है, सो यू स्टार्ट, देयर इज अ मिनिमम वैल्यू एंड देयर इज अ मैक्सिमम वैल्यू.
Okay.
So minimum value is supposedly $3,000 insurance, and maximum cap is $30,000.
Okay.
So if your damage is under $3,000, you have to pay. Like I as a driver has to pay.
Okay.
If my damage value is $3,500, then $3,000 I pay, and $500 insurance will pay.
Okay.
If the damage value is $30,000, I still have to pay that $3,000.
27,000, 27,000 the insurance company will pay.
And if it is above $31,000,
everything paid by the driver.
I am a little confused in that. So yeah. Under 30,000 तक का तो मेरे को पता है क्योंकि मेरे ड्राइवर्स ने इससे ऊपर डैमेज नहीं किया आज तक, इसलिए मेरे को इतना याद है. My drivers haven't totaled the cast till now, so I'm aware. One of my drivers broke a gearbox once during testing, so we paid about some, I think 11,000 euros for the gearbox.
Okay.
So in that we paid only 3,000 euros.
Okay.
Insurance covered the rest, 8,000 euros for us. And one driver broke a front wing.
Okay.
तो उन्होंने जो व्हीकल इंश्योरेंस की थी उसमें मिनिमम 8,000 यूरो था, यहाँ पे बिल था 6,500 euros का. So we ended up paying all 6,500 euros. And the insurance didn't get activated only. So those kind of same insurances don't come to India. And I even tried talking to some of the big insurance companies here who do our motorsports insurances, like personal high risk insurances, they do. And they're a private company. So I spoke to them. I got the proposals from the foreign companies, foreign counterparts, कि ये इस तरीके के insurances होते हैं, please help us out. No, we'll have to get these guidelines done from this agency, that agency. I think their governing body is, I think IRDA, regulatory body.
I think
it's IRDA, no? For the insurance regulatory
I think
body.
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
So I think they wanted some 8 months procedure or something like that to even approve these kind of things. पर्सनल इंश्योरेंसेस आपको मिलेंगी, टेबल 3, ये वो, हाई रिस्क, रेसिंग ऑन व्हील्स, वो सब लिख के देते हैं इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज इंडिया में. हाई प्रीमियम, ज्यादा भी हाई प्रीमियम नहीं होता, थोड़ा ही प्रीमियम होता है, तो उसके लिए आपको दे देंगे वो लोग. बट व्हीकल्स के लिए दे डोंट वांट टू गिव. अब सेम इशू आई हैड विद वन ऑफ द मैन्युफैक्चरर्स व्हेन आई वाज लुकिंग फॉर द कार. दिस इज बैक इन मार्च एंड अप्रैल. लाइक they asked for the advance through the dealer. I paid the advance. 2 months later, their legal team comes back to me saying that, no, we can't give you unregistered cars. Why? Like, I'm doing a registered agreement with you in the court. Dealer's giving you an indemnity. I am giving you a legal indemnity on a stamp paper. That the cars are my responsibility. And it is a GST registered asset.
These cars are registered cars can be misused to some various activities. We can't provide it these bracket cards like this. It was a full change of plan there, because at that time I was planning one chassis for the bigger engine. So then eventually I ended up going to a dealer, buying brand new 16 cars from the dealership.